Hi, thanks for joining this new video. Today, I review the Sony WH-CH720N. You have to start. You know Sony often uses overly technical names. To simplify, we're discussing Sony's entry-level headphones. Let's explore their offerings as they use the same chip found in the M4. If you consider the high-end headphones from previous Sony generations, then this could be one of its main attractions. Let's take it step by step. The launch price in Mexico is 2,499 pesos, which is approximately $130. However, keep in mind that prices here differ from those in Mexico as taxes are already included there. Use this as a reference and we will explore point by point what they have to offer us. Let's start talking about the design. It is clear that we are talking in this case of a headband format. Something you should know is that they do not include a sensor. These headphones have a detection feature for when you put them on or take them off, allowing for an automatic pause. In this scenario, the experience feels much simpler compared to the more complex Sony headphones. From this point, we notice several sacrifices made to adjust the price. However, one aspect that remains consistent with the Sony headphones line is their quality, that are linked to your Google account. You can also find them on Google Maps, giving it a nice feel. In my opinion, when it comes to style, there is something unique that we don't usually see in other brands. Observing this even from the entry-level range, I believe it is a charming detail that works in favor of these headphones. By the way, these headphones are available in a selection of colors, including pink, which I personally perceive as slightly purple, as well as blue, white, and black. This provides a nice variety, and it stands out as another positive aspect of these headphones. Typically, other manufacturers of budget-friendly headband headphones stick to the basic black and white options. However, Sony offers a bit more variety in their color options. As you can see here, I have the pink edition, which appears a bit purple to me, but in terms of style and aesthetics, they'll stand out from other headphone choices. To begin with, the headband, as you can see, is padded with this synthetic leather. It's soft and feels good, making the headphones quite comfortable in this regard. Furthermore, it features this length adjustment. However, the truth is, once you start listening, you'll notice that the sound quality reveals they aren't truly premium headphones. You see, you won't find this type of detail in more expensive Sony headphones. Therefore, here as well, you'll sense that they aren't high-priced headphones. Actually, the buttons located around this area also sound quite plain and somewhat plasticky. The entire body of the headset is made of plastic. This is really where you can tell that these are budget-friendly headphones. Honestly, considering the price, I anticipated a somewhat better design, particularly since they are not foldable audio headphones, which would make them easier to carry around. Therefore, I perceive the design as somewhat basic and simple. I believe that's an area where Sony has implemented several reductions to try and bring the price down a bit. In this particular case, the design features a matte finish, which is nice because it practically eliminates any noticeable fingerprint marks, so that's definitely a positive aspect. Additionally, they're quite lightweight, weighing in at 192 grams, which should make them really comfortable to use. However, they lack any form of water resistance. Despite this, I think they might be able to withstand a brief light rain, but if you find yourself caught in a heavy downpour, you should definitely put them away immediately to prevent any potential damage. The earpads are comfortable, made with synthetic leather and urethane to fit your ear shape. However, as I often mention, if you wear glasses, the isolation won't be optimal. This is common with headphones of this style as glasses can reduce isolation. So I remove my glasses to ensure the headphones fit properly and then I put them back on. I put the lenses back in, although they are not in a very pleasant position. That's a drawback for us glasses wearers, not just about hearing aids. Just so you know. Here, we'll find comfort with hearing aids resting on your neck if they can be folded up, facing outward. Sadly, they can't fold inward, but oh well. If they are able to rest in this manner, it can help prevent the headphones from being too obstructive around the neck area. And yet another point we could emphasize. As a distinctive feature that Sony provides, which other brands in this economic segment might not offer, is that we are committed to using recycled materials. So if you are someone who is deeply concerned about these matters such as the environment, recycling, and sustainability, then Sony is indeed a brand that actively works in this area. Lastly, in this section, it's important to mention that it does not include any case for carrying them. If you're going to look for cases available on Amazon, for example, you'll find options that are compatible with this model. This would also be one of the benefits of purchasing a well-known brand, as you'll have access to various accessories to complement it. From my perspective, the ideal scenario would be to have the case included in the box, even if it's just a basic one, because these headphones are not exactly cheap. So I would say that having this accessory would be beneficial for you. Now, let's discuss the controls in more detail because we will encounter several physical buttons. On the left earpiece, you'll find the power button, which also serves a dual purpose. And by pressing and holding this button, you can pair the headphones with new devices. Additionally, there's an LED that shows the current status of the headphones. However, I must emphasize, these buttons are quite simple and straightforward. Just listen to this. You will get the chance to hear how these buttons operate as they aren't very rigid. They indeed feel quite straightforward. Additionally, here is the USB port along with the 3.5mm jack, which will assist us in having a wired experience. On the right ear cup, we are going to locate the buttons for increasing and decreasing volume, as well as the button that allows you to play or pause the content, or even to answer or end calls. Actually, when we press and hold down this central button, we have the ability to you can access the voice assistant or reject an incoming call. With 2 taps, you are able to skip to the next song, and with 3 taps, you can return to the previous song. In my opinion, in terms of controls, it is quite comprehensive because it also includes a separate button specifically for noise cancellation. And by the way, since I mentioned, the virtual voice assistant, in this particular instance, it will initiate a call to the digital assistant that is installed on your mobile device. If you happen to have a Galaxy device and you make use of Bixby, it will go ahead and call upon this particular assistant for you. If you have Gemini set up on another device, it will do the same thing. Or if you have Siri on your iPhone, then it doesn't have its own local assistant. Instead, it uses the one on your cell phone. You can also set it up to use Alexa, but you'll need to install the app on your phone first. That's the controls on the headphones. Now let's see the app controls. First, it's important to know that these headphones have been developed closely with Google. They integrate smoothly into your Android device's settings. For instance, in this case, they provide access to the digital assistant and also to the map, helping you locate them. Additionally, they directly suggest opening the brand's own application. The application is excellently developed. It even displays the color of your headphones, offering a much more pleasant and personalized experience. Here's the battery status. Also the codec we use, and if we use Sony's Audio Resolution Enhancement Tech DSEE, here we'll find a shortcut to noise control for cancellation, ambient sound, or fully deactivated. Actually, if we open this option, we'll access the full configuration of the device. On this initial page, it provides us with a summary of the options. However, if we choose to enter any of them, we will be able to view the entire list. We'll discuss our future options later. In noise cancellation, Sony highlights automatic adjustment. The headphones learn from your location and movements to adjust noise cancellation levels. We'll discuss less extreme noise cancellation later, so I do not think that the automatic adjustment will be so useful. Subsequently, we find the equalizer, which observes that we will show several presets in this regard. In fact, we have 2 fully customized to our liking, or we have the option to choose from any of the ones that Sony already provides us with as predefined, but let's take a look. In the custom ones, you'll notice how there are 5 bands available for you, although here the lowest band is at 400 Hz, which we could still consider as part of the low mids. So, if you wish to adjust the bass, we will just locate the clear bass using a single slider. Fortunately, it responds quite effectively. We will discuss the sound quality in more detail later, but the equalizer truly functions excellently. And the best part is, you can have various presets available, I emphasize, to select entirely according to your preference. However, if you are not interested in adjusting each band individually, the great thing about this is that it includes an option to locate its equalizer, which is the same one Sony incorporates in some of its higher-priced headphones. It's essentially a test that allows you to select the type of sound you prefer. Once you finish this test, Sony provides an equalization that's customized specifically to your preferences. Now, we're going to conduct the test so you can get a general sense of its operation. In this instance, as we listen to the music, it will present us with various settings, and you just pick the one whose sound you enjoy the most. Let's run a test to see how it works. You can also choose whether you want to give priority to sound quality or stability for the codec to be used. Then, in the same way, you click Next according to the one you like the most, and from there, Sony derives some other preset options. So it is even a fun test if you want to enjoy your music in the most specific way possible. Then we will find the 360 audio reality settings that need to create your own ear profile to enjoy this immersive experience. Additionally, we will need to create this profile. Here, it provides a test to demonstrate how it functions and which applications are compatible with this type of content. To create your profile, it will emit sounds for you to select how you perceive them and these features. You also have the option to prioritize either sound quality or stability for the codec that will be used. And here, this is the place where you have the option to turn off or turn on this enhanced audio resolution, which can be compressed. When we go into the system settings, we will have the ability to either turn on or off the simultaneous connection to two different devices. Additionally, we can select the wizard we prefer to use and also configure how we want the noise cancellation button to function. This allows it to switch between two modes or among the three available options. Here we have the settings for automatic shutdown, which will activate if it detects that no audio is playing in order to conserve battery life. Additionally, in this section, we can choose the language of the voice that will communicate with us when we opt to listen to information such as the battery level, connectivity status, and various other details. Furthermore, the headphones are equipped to receive software updates, which can enhance certain features and functionalities. In the Scene section, you see how hearing aids learn your routines and movements to adjust sound. The Discover tab offers Sony suggestions for the complex settings I've shown. That's all the app offers. Now, let's discuss a key issue in headphones: sound quality. Wired and Bluetooth headphones offer different response ranges. Wired headphones range from 7 Hz to 20 kHz. And via Bluetooth, we begin from 20 Hz. In practice, you likely won't notice much of a difference. The sound is of really high quality. In this regard, they stand out, particularly for the excellent response they offer. Personally, I would adjust the equalization a bit, slightly reducing the mid-frequencies and increasing the high frequencies a little, while also tweaking the bass a bit more. However, the good news is that the headphones indeed do respond to the changes you make through the app when you try to adjust the equalizer settings. Additionally, even though they don't support high-resolution codecs, you won't miss them too much because they are equipped with Sony's DSC technology. This feature is turned off by default to save battery power, but you can activate it to enjoy clearer and more detailed audio. They support SPC and AAC codecs, which are the basic ones, but I insist that it does bring this option to try to recover the quality of the compressed audio. In addition, they come with 30mm diaphragms that are also capable of projecting good bass. As I said, I showed you a moment ago I really appreciate the equalizer that is available, and I am quite fond of the fact that Sony's clear bass technology is going to provide us with this wonderfully defined bass sound. Not a harsh bass that is merely there, but does not provide any enjoyment. I think this technology is very helpful. Plus, you can find your own equalizer, and it includes Sony's 360 audio reality technology, a hallmark of Sony. Not all content is compatible, but Sony has its own platform for created content. I mean, with this significantly more immersive sound technology. However, in all aspects related to sound, it seems to me that they do meet the expectations one would have from Sony headphones, although naturally with the typical limitations of budget-friendly headphones. In pricier Sony headphones, we might find even better quality, but I believe the quality here matches the price. Now, let's discuss noise cancellation, as I had high hopes when I learned we use the very same V processor that we observe, for instance, in the M. Yet, in this scenario, the headphones don't come equipped with as many microphones dedicated to noise cancellation, and you will definitely notice a significant difference compared to the M4. To illustrate, here the noise cancellation is quite rudimentary. I would describe it as overly simplistic. We provide a dual noise sensor system featuring 2 microphones in each earphone specifically for this purpose of noise cancellation, but the truth of the matter is that you won't perceive a substantial difference in performance. I conducted some testing, and even when I turned the noise cancellation off and then back on, there wasn't a very noticeable difference. In my opinion, if you're seeking superior noise cancellation in Sony headphones, you'd definitely be better off considering the M4 model. These are already 2 generations older than the current model, yet you might be able to find them at somewhat reduced prices, though not quite as low as the option we're discussing here. Nonetheless, if your priority is noise cancellation with Sony headphones, you'll have to invest a bit more financially. Personally, I did not find it particularly appealing in this regard. As I already demonstrated in the app, it has the ambient mode and the onboard focus, which can be quite helpful. This means you don't need to take your headphones off when someone is talking to you or in similar situations. However, even the focus on voice feature is not very prominent or that strong in my opinion. Therefore, I believe this entire noise cancellation feature is actually the weakest aspect of these headphones. Now, let's delve a little deeper into the topic of microphones used for calls. There are actually two microphones specifically utilized for this purpose, and they are strategically positioned to minimize wind noise effectively. So, let's take a moment to listen to a test, allowing you to thoroughly evaluate and analyze the audio quality of these microphones on your own.
En este momento estás escuchando el audio captado con los micrófonos integrados de estos audífonos en un ambiente silencioso. Ahora estamos en un ambiente mucho más ruidoso para que tú notes si los micrófonos siguen captando correctamente la voz.
They definitely meet expectations here, especially when it comes to what you'd anticipate from Sony headphones. They effectively cancel out ambient noise, ensuring your voice remains clear. This makes them excellent for calls. Talking about the battery, the manufacturer assures us that you can get 35 hours of use with the noise cancellation feature activated. However, I must tell you that the noise cancellation is quite basic, so if I were in your shoes, I might consider turning off the noise cancellation. By doing so, you can enjoy up to 50 hours of battery life as promised by the manufacturer without using the noise cancellation feature. This means the battery performance is genuinely impressive. Additionally, one feature I appreciate is that they provide fast charging capabilities, but remember, this only works if you use a charger that supports power delivery. For instance, when you plug it in for 3 minutes, charging with power delivery will give you up to an hour of playback, which is quite good. Although you know that Sony uses the term fast charging to refer exclusively to the first few minutes of charging, because in reality, the full charge is only for the first few minutes. I think it's fine in terms of duration. It's a strong point. According to the manufacturer, it finishes in about 3.5 hours. So yes, they take a while to charge, but you won't need to charge them constantly. So I think it is not really something serious that they can take this time to charge the battery. I think it is fine. We could even say that it is a strong point in terms of duration too. When it comes to fast charging, they do lose some points in terms of total time, but overall it's still a positive aspect. Regarding connectivity, these headphones will provide Bluetooth 5.2. It is not the newest version available, and they do not yet include the Auracast technology that is present in some of the more modern headphones. However, this is understandable given their price range. What they do offer is a multi-point connection, allowing them to pair with 2 devices simultaneously, which delivers a very positive user experience. Additionally, when discussing the linking capabilities, we discover another of their strengths as they come equipped with Google. Fast Pair and Microsoft Swift Pair are features that when you turn on the headphones, allow them to be easily detected by your cell phone. This makes pairing simple, as you don't need to navigate to the list of devices and search for their name manually. The same applies to Windows laptops. Sony headphones are more careful with software. They link to your Google account, helping you find them on a map and easily connect with other Google account devices. Same account. An interesting detail is that they can read notifications aloud if you use Google services. However, what are your thoughts on us proceeding to the latency test as we wrap up this video? We were already anticipating that the latency wouldn't be too surprising. I believe that with Bluetooth you won't encounter zero latency. However, the advantage is that they include the 3.5mm jack. Therefore, if you occasionally want to use them for gaming, you can connect them with a cable and experience zero latency that way. In conclusion, I think these headphones will be quite comfortable in their headband and earpads, although the buttons do feel quite cheap, but fortunately it has all the buttons we could ask for to control volume, playback, noise cancellation, and more. The fact that they allow you to connect these headphones via cable is a benefit if you want to enjoy zero latency, or even if you suddenly run out of battery and want to continue listening to music via cable. Actually, a cable comes in the box, making the but it really helps when worn around your neck. They're comfy, but they shine in sound quality. The bass is clear if you adjust the equalizer with clear bass, and the headphones respond well to your equalizer tweaks for perfect sound. Where they fall short is in noise cancellation. I think it's basic, but they really stand out in the battery up to 50 hours without noise cancellation, and the microphones sound excellent during calls. Additionally, the inclusion of Microsoft Swift Pair and Google Fast Pair significantly enhances the convenience of the pairing process. Therefore, overall, I believe Sony's proposal is quite commendable, especially for their more competitively priced segment. In this segment, we still encounter a range of smart features and additional functionalities. This is noteworthy because Sony likely offers less expensive headphones that may lack these advanced features and come with more basic functionality. We've come to the end of this video for now. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to let us know, and we'll see you next time.